Hi, good evening, traders. Good evening, traders. Good evening. I welcome each and every one of you to today's meeting. Please, if you are active, let me see your fire emoji in the comment section. Let me see your fire emoji in the comment section. And also like this video as well. Let me see your fire emoji in the comment section. And like this video as well. And let me see your comments if you can actually hear me. If my audio is okay and you can hear me, let me see it in the comments, please, before we proceed. Before we later start having issues with audio or whatever, let me hear from you in the comment section. Is the audio okay, guys? Is the audio okay? I want to hear from you. Is the audio okay? Is the sound okay? Let me hear from you in the comment section, guys. So tonight, just like we started the series Trade XAUUSD like a pro, we've done the first part last week, so we're doing the second part as well today, right? We're doing the second part today, and I promise you, it is very, very loaded, and you're going to be gaining a lot of insights. You're going to be gaining a lot of insights from this class. So, endeavor to stay till the end of this class. Endeavor to stay till the end of this class, right? Right. So, endeavor to stay active. Uh, right? This class is going to be power packed, a lot of insights, and we're going to be learning and breaking down the charts from the beginning to the end together, right? So, anyone to stick around, like this video if you are here too. Let me see your comments if you can actually hear my audio. Let me see your comments if you can hear me, please. Let me see it in the comment section. I want to know if my audio is okay before we proceed. Before I start digging deep, I want to know if my audio is actually okay, guys. Please let me hear that from you. Is the audio okay? I want to know that in the comment section because we had similar issue last week and I don't want that to repeat itself, right? So XAUSD over, okay, the audio is okay. Thank you very much, Kyoko. So last week we had a very, very long week, right? Okay, working perfectly. Thank you, Anna. Endeavor to like this video as well. Endeavor to like this video so YouTube recommend it to a lot of people to actually join us to learn as well, right? So let's get lit and get started together. So last week we had a lot of trades that we took, but at the end of the week we ended the week in profit, right? And we're able to recover some of our losses that we had. And mainly last week I wasn't so much active with my PC, so I was doing most of my analysis from the phone, and that was one of the main reasons why we had some little drawdown last week, right? But this week we're fully active. We're fully active, but I don't know about next week. But this week we're fully active. We're fully active, and we should be getting the big bag, right? So let's stay active. XAUSD. What is XAUSD saying? What is XAUSD saying? Right? What is XAUSD saying? What is XAUSD telling us this week? And what view is actually best to trade XAUSD? Just like I trade XAUSD using market structure and pure price action, right? Using market structure and pure price action. So I basically look at the market using pure price action market structure, right? And looking at XAUSD, I love to do more of multi-time frame analysis, dealing with using different uh, time frames to gain insight into what the market is actually doing in real time, right? So let's get straight to business. Starting from the daily time frame, what is the market telling us? This is daily time frame, right? What is the market telling us? The market's gold has been strongly bullish, right? All through, it has been strongly bullish. After it broke this significant resistance level on September, right? After it broke the significant level on the 2nd of September, right? Market has been what? Strongly bullish, right? Market has been strongly bullish after it broke that significant level on the 2nd of September. But what is the market telling us presently? What are we looking at currently? To gain more insight into what we're looking at currently, we have to go down to the lower time frame, right? We need to go down to another lower time frame. Now let's check the 4 hours time frame. Let's check the 4 hours time frame and see what's happening on the 4 hours time frame. Let's see what's happening on the 4 hours time frame, right? Let's enter the 4 hours time frame and see what's actually happening on the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we had some bearish move last week, which the bearish move was actually massive and it was straightforward. The bearish move last week was massive and it was pretty what straightforward. It was pretty straightforward. The bearish move last week was pretty straightforward, right? So from what we were able to see last week, right, on gold, we had this massive push down where the sellers took control in the market. And if you were following up with the trend, if you followed up with the trend, there was a news that was released in US that about 1 point, there was a drawdown of about 1 point. Gold fell, gold fell, when gold fell, right? Gold lost a gold lost the value of about $1.7 trillion last week due to this massive push to the downside that happened, due to this massive sell that happened last week, right? But looking at gold, what is gold mainly telling us? Just like I love to use these parts in doing analysis just for you to be able to identify your higher highs and your lower highs and your higher lows, right? In order to make it more simple, because I noticed that using the part in doing analysis make it actually more simple for people to actually understand, and using it makes you uh makes it very very easy for us to be able to identify our higher highs and our lower highs and be able to identify when the market is actually when the market is actually changing structures, right? It helps us to identify when the market is actually changing structure, right? It helps us to understand when the market is actually changing structure. So that is the main thing we're actually focused on. That's the main thing we're actually focused on, and that is what we are working. That is what we're actually working with in this analysis, right? So let's go. Let's use our part, and just like the higher time frame, what do? We try to mark out our significant levels. We try to mark out some very very strong significant levels, which are our strong resistance and our support levels on the higher time frame, right? And we have this significant resistance level that markets created on this 4 hours time frame, and it didn't create it to joke, right? Market didn't create it to joke. And if you can see very, very well, after this resistance, market created a strong resistance level at this point, right? And what happened? Coming to this level, market turned that resistance level into a support. So there were a lot of buyers resting below this level. If you're actually following what I'm saying now, there are a lot of buyers resting at this level, right? There are a lot of buyers resting at this level, trying as much as possible to do what? To push price to the top side. They're trying as much as possible to do what? To push price to the top side. But what happened when market got to this level? What was the interaction that we're able to get when market got to this level? The sellers weren't able to push price higher above that level again. The sellers weren't able to maintain pushing price below this level, right? They were not able to maintain pushing price below this level. They were not able to maintain it. The sellers failed to gain enough momentum. And if you can see these weak rejections that were happening, immediately market goes to that level. If you can see the weak rejections that were happening, immediately market got to that level, right? There were some weak rejections. The market started printing out. Immediately got to that level. And what was it indicating? It was simply indicating that what? The sellers were getting weakened and buyers were trying to get into the market. But that doesn't mean that what? That doesn't mean that the buyers have taken full control of the market, right? That doesn't mean that the buyers have taken full control of the market, but it's just simply telling us that what? The buyers are losing their strength. The buyers are losing their strength, and the sellers were losing their strength, right? And the buyers are trying to take over the market. The sellers were losing their strength and the buyers were trying to do what? To take over the market, right? That's the basic thing we can see with these weak rejections that were happening at this level. And this level right here, this is one of the main reasons why I love us to mark out our zones. Any zone that appear on the higher time frame, don't joke with it, right? Any zone that appear on the higher time frame, do not joke with them, because those zones actually hold strong potential. Those zones, they are resting place of the big boys in the market. Those zones are where the big financial institutions, they are resting their positions. Those are the zones where a lot of pending orders are resting, and that's why you can see that immediately market tap into this zone, right? The sellers try to push below that level, but what happened? It ended as a weak rejection, and they were unable to push below that level. They still tried to push below at this point again, but what happened? They failed to. And market came back to give a proper retest at this level and started buying. And we had CPI news on Friday, right? Even though the CPI didn't give the proper momentum, but we were able to trade the aftermath of the CPI and we were able to secure about 450 pips, right? Which the signal was sent to the Telegram channel, non-star Forex, right? Right. So that is exactly how you should be trading. You should be trading with the understanding of the significant resting zones of the buyers and the sellers, right? So identifying these significant resistance the market created before in the past would have helped. It helped us, right? It helped us to be able to make this profit on Friday, right? It helped us to be able to make this profit on Friday, 450 pips, right? Exactly, Brian, active, 450 pips, and yeah, also everything live, right? Yeah, also everything live, and we're able to secure that soft. We're able to secure that soft, right? So understanding all these significant zones, all these significant resting place, I am basically praising this because from my experience trading, I've noticed how gold, especially as a PA, how it reacts to all these zones. It doesn't play with zones on the higher time frame. It doesn't play with zones on the higher time frame, right? If you're on this call, don't forget to like this video, right? Don't forget to like this video. It doesn't take you anything, right? So let's learn together, guys. So we've been able to identify this zone and how market made reaction to it right here on the higher time frame. Now, what are we basically saying on gold? Let's break it down together. Now, markets created a high here, right? It's created a low, right? Markets created a new higher high. Don't let me mark this. So it's created a new higher high here. It's created a new higher low right here. Let me mark it out. It's created a new higher low right here. Market created a new higher high. It's created a new higher low, right? Market was supposed to create a new higher high if this bullish trend was supposed to continue. It was supposed to create a new higher high. But what happened? The sellers got in at this level where markets created equal high, right? Equal high, giving us a strong resistance level resting here. And a lot of sellers were resting at this position. They were resting at this position. They were resting at this 4,379.4 level, right? They were resting here. They were resting at this 4,382.4 level. They were trying as much as possible to push price lower. And what did they do? They had that strong momentum and they pushed price lower. They pushed price lower. And we had majority of these moves on Tuesday. But I wasn't very, very active on Tuesday. If not, would have secured very, very good pips on Tuesday as well, right? Would have secured very, very good pips on Tuesday. But I wasn't with my laptop. I was just on the phone. And that was one of the main reasons why we had a lot of drawdown last week, right? And what happened? They had enough momentum to push price lower. They created a new lower high. If the sell was going to continue, they were supposed to create what? A new lower low. But what happened? They failed to create a new lower low, meaning that the sellers were losing their strength. The sellers were losing their strength at this level. They couldn't create a new lower low. And automatically, immediately they created two equal low at this level, the buyers try to push the price above this significant resistance level that it has previously created, and it was supposed to create a support, right? And what do you see? Market created a new high. Market created an equal high right here, and market came back to retest this support level properly, right? And what is happening right here now? Something you should understand very well at this level is that even the buyers haven't taken full control of this market, right? Even the buyers themselves, they've not taken full control of this market, because if the buyers are going to take full control of this market, the buyers have to break this significant double resistance that we have on this higher time frame, right? And that is when you are going to be seeing some sweet ride, some sweet push to the top side. Anything that makes gold give us a strong break above this level right here, that's when we are going to be enjoying the sweet ride, the sweet buy level, the sweet buy momentum, right? That is when we are going to be expecting the sweet buying momentum. Should I remove this now? Because we have two double resistance level resting here, and market has come back to this support level. It's supposed to break that level, but the sellers are still resting at this point and they are making corrections. But that doesn't mean that what the sellers, even both the sellers and the buyers, they are not in control right now. But the sellers are losing their momentum and the buyers are trying to get in. And the buyers are trying to get in at this level, right? The buyers are trying to get in at this level. Now, where is the resting place of the buyers and sellers? Let's try to identify the resting zone of the buyers and sellers in this trade. Let me know your questions in the comment section as well, right? Let me know your view in the comment section. Anything you want to ask as I'm explaining further. Now, anything below this level right here, anything below this level is the selling zone, right? Anything below this level right here, because this is a significant support level, right? This is a very, very significant support level. Anything that makes markets break below this level, we are going to be having the sell momentum pushing way below, and that selling momentum is going to be very, very strong. Anything that makes us get a break below this level like this, anything that makes us get a break below this level like this, we are going to be having some very, very strong momentum, selling momentum, and we might be having something like this, a break, probably giving us a retest, which might not happen most of the time, and what, continuous push to the top side, to the downside. Only when we have a break below this level are we going to believe that what, the sellers have taken control again from the buyers. But for now, the sellers fail to give us a new lower low at this level. And since the sellers fail to give us a new lower low at that level, it means they're automatically losing their strength. They don't have enough money. They are now poor. They are broke, right? Let me put it that way. The sellers don't have enough money to push the price lower, right? They fail to give us a new lower low, right? And you know what makes up a downtrend, right? What makes up a downtrend? Series of lower highs and lower low, right? When we start having series of lower highs, this is a low, right? When we start having series of lower highs and lower low. Now, how do you identify when a trend is changing? When the market fails to give you a new lower low for a downtrend, it means automatically the buyers are trying to do what? They are trying to get into the market, right? The buyers are trying to get into the market and they are trying to push the price lower. They are trying to put the price higher. And that is exactly the same blueprint that we're able to see right here. That's exactly the same blueprint that we're able to see right here, right? That's the exact same blueprint that we're able to see right here. The sellers failed to give us a new lower low, right? See, this is an example of a downtrend, right? Now, for example, this downtrend is only going to be valid if after market correct itself, if it gives us a new lower low, then the downtrend continues, right? But what happens when this downtrend fails to give us a new lower low? Is automatically doing what? If it gives us something like this, a new lower high, and gives us something like this, it's automatically what? That is automatically signaling to us that what? Market is changing its structure. And that was the simple thing that we're able to do to secure these 450 pips that we had on Friday, right? That was the simple tactic. That was the simple tactics that we're able to secure these 450 pips that we had on Friday, right? So automatically, you as a trader should be open-minded. We should be objective. That's my main message for you this week. We should be very, very objective. But trade what you see, right? Be flexible. We have to be very, very flexible enough. We need to be flexible enough to identify the pattern and the change that we have in the market. If not, we are going to keep making mistakes, right? We are going to keep making mistakes. If you see that market is in a down, right, you look for opportunities to sell automatically, right? But what happens when you are not objective, when you don't open your eyes into seeing when market is changing its structure? You automatically forfeit things. And at the end of the day, you start looking for buy in a downtrend. You start looking for sell in an uptrend. And you start failing to identify your support and your resistance level. And at the end of the day, you get bumped, right? Real bad, and you start losing accounts, you start losing money big time. And that's not what I want for us, right? That's not what I want for us. So what do we do? What do we do right now? What is the market telling us right now? Now let me erase all of this and let's bring up a signal for this week, right? Let's bring up a signal for this week. Now, where is gold heading, right? I know that's the next question you have. Where is gold heading now, right? Where is gold heading? Now let's use our multi-time frame analysis just like we've done, right? Let's use our multi-time frame analysis just like we've done. We've got to daily time frame and we saw how the buyers have been pushing the market. On the 4 hours time frame, we've been able to identify that the sellers are still strong in the market, but they fail to give us a new lower low, meaning that their strength is getting weakened, right? And the buyers are trying as much as possible to push price higher. But we can't agree that the buyers are now pushing price higher until we get a break of some significant resistance level that we have on the higher time frame, right? Until we get some significant break of some significant resistance level that we have on the higher time frame. Now, this zone is still very, very valid to me. It's still very, very valid to me. And anything that is happening below this level is a seller, mean that what we are going to be selling, right? Anything that happen below this my trend line that I marked out right here, this is my horizontal line. Anything that happens below this level, it means what? Sell, right? But anything that happen above this resistance level, let's mark out our significant zones, right? So we have this resistance level right here as well, right? We have this resistance level right here. Which other resistance level do we have, right? Let's try to mark out that resistance level. We also have this resistance level. We have this level where markets created a support, right? So there's a possibility of markets turning this support into there's the possibility of market turning this support level into resistance, right? There's possibility of market turning this support level into resistance for continuous push to the downside, or you might just see some kind of what reversal coming into this level and finally get a break above this level. This is very, very realistic, right? This is very, very, very realistic. We have news on AUD at LDN open tomorrow. I'm gonna check that out. But I'm not sure we are trading any AUD pair this week, unless you guys say we should analyze any pair related to AUD, right? Right? Unless you say we should analyze any pair related to AUD. So what is happening on gold? What is happening on gold? On the 4 hours time frame, we've been able to identify, mark out our significant zones, right? Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame and see what's happening in real time, right? If you can remember, this was the buy trade that we had on Monday. We were expecting that massive buy on Monday because we did our analysis properly, right? But market moved very, very little pips, almost to it, right? This was the buy. If you can see this green candlestick, if you can see this green candlestick inside this zone, so market moved few pips or so. It's moved about few pips, right? This is about 280, but I'm not so sure. But it's SL before the real buy now happened. And that buy was actually very, very massive, right? That buy was actually very, very massive. But now what are we basically expecting? Right? What are we expecting on gold? What are we expecting on gold? What are we what are we expecting on gold? What are we expecting gold to give us this week? Right? We've been able to mark out our significant zones, just like I said. We've been able to mark out our significant zones, and now we are right here on the 1 hour time frame, right? As you are joining, endeavor to like this video so YouTube recommend it to more people. So we've been able to mark out this significant resistance. This is the resting place of the buyer. Anything below this level, there's still high chances that the sellers might still come in, right? But anything that makes us have a break of this resistance level right here, anything that gives us a break, anything that gives us a break above this resistance level right here, we are going to be having some bullish momentum, right? We're going to be having the buyers coming in, right? Once we get a break above this level, no, it's because what happened on AUD USD happens on XAUUSD. Yeah, sure. So we have anything that makes us have a break above this resistance level right here, we are going to be having some massive buys, right, this week. And just like I've analyzed in the beginning, right, anything below this horizontal line, we are going to be having sellers coming into the market below this level. But now on the higher time frame, what's actually happening? Market created our favorite pattern right here. It created a W pattern right here, right? It created a W pattern right here, and there was a retest of that level, and that also gave this spike to the top side. Market was supposed to break this resistance, but market failed to break this resistance level, and sellers came in and tried to push price lower. But on Friday, due to the CPI, even though the CPI didn't give enough momentum on time, the CPI aftermath was what gave us this 450 pips profit that we had. But this buy is only going to continue if we are able to get a break of this significant resistance level. These are double top that we have right here. Once we get a break of this double top, probably a retest, then we're going to be having what? Some massive continuation, some massive buy continuation, right? We're going to be having some massive buy continuation. Anything that makes us have a break above this level. So what is our basic projection for gold? What are we expecting for gold? Gold is getting bullish, right? And the sellers are losing their momentum. And if you can see right here, market created a new low. Market is creating a new what? Market is created a new what? A new higher low, right? So for the buyers to get into the market, they need to give us a new what? Higher high. The buyers need to give us a new higher high, which must be above this last high, which must be above this last high. So for us to be able to maximize this buying opportunity, depending on what the market prints out by its opening, we need to see a break of this zone, and we are going to be trading just off that. We need to see a break of this zone, probably some fake breakouts happening back into this zone, a proper break, then a retest of this level, and what? Continuation. This is what I'm basically expecting for gold tomorrow. This is what I'm basically expecting for gold. Either this happens or what? Or we get a strong break, but we need that indication. We need market to give us signs that the buyers are now into the market. And for the buyers to prove that they are actively taking control of the markets now, they need to give us a break of this level. So probably a break, then what? Some corrections. Expect those corrections to happen. Corrections, right? Then what? Continuations. And we're going to be targeting this level first. We're going to be targeting this level because we have a significant level resting here as well, right? We have some significant support level. We have a significant support level resting here. So this is going to be our first target. And if we get a break above that level, we're going to be keeping our TP open in case we get a break up above this level. Anything that makes us get a break above this level, right? Imagine just this movement alone is about 1,000 pips already, right? If I'm correct, that's about 1,000 pips. That's about 1,000 pips. And just be very, very careful as well. Gold is more volatile than before now. So everyone trading gold, you need to be very, very, very careful. Everyone trading gold, we need to be very, very careful. Gold has become much more volatile than the usual. So always watch out and calculate your always watch out and calculate your what's it called? Calculate your lot size before jumping into any trade. Calculate it with your SL before jumping into any trade, right? Calculate it with your SL before jumping into any trade. So now the buyers are taking control of the market, but the buyers need to prove that they are actually taking control of the market by breaking above this significant resistance level that we have right here, right? They need to show us that they are strong by breaking above this significant resistance level that they have right here. And anything that makes them break above that level, then we're going to be seeing some corrections. Any correction that happen at that level, we are going to be taking advantage of that. And make sure you are very, very active this week because we are going to be making the most of the market this week, right? So you guys make sure you stay active this week. Make sure you are active and make sure you don't lose any opportunity. Make sure you don't miss any opportunity. Turn on your notification, pin the Telegram channel, search for non-stop forex on Telegram, right? Join and pin it as well, right? This week we are maximizing our opportunity this week. So I hope you have actually understand this analysis for gold, how the sellers have actually the power tussle between the buyers and the seller, how the sellers lost their momentum, the buyers got into the market and they are trying to what? They are creating series of what? Higher highs and lower highs, right? And for the buyers to prove that what they are serious about buying, right? They need to break above this significant resistance level, give us some kind of reversal, corrections, right? Corrections happen at that level, and what will happen? We take advantage by buying actively, right? And if you're a breakout trader, you can also trade the breakout, immediate breakout that you have above this level. But depending on the momentum that close above that level. So stay active. Probably we'll be trading the breakout, or we're going to be trading the retest that happen, the correction that happened at that level, right? So that is our main forecast for gold this week. Crystal clear, sharp, and you guys are actually very, very active. So which other pair do you want me to look into? Do you understand the analysis for gold? Which other pair do you want me to look into? And what do you want us to, which other pair do you want us to analyze this week and look at this week? This week, let's focus on just 3 pairs, right? Let's focus on just 3 pairs and let's suck out as much as possible from those 3 pairs, right? Let's suck the most out of those 3 pairs. Which other pair do you want us to look into? Obviously Nasdaq. Yeah, let's check out Nasdaq. Let's check out Nasdaq. For Nasdaq is getting strongly bullish at the moment. Nasdaq is getting strongly bullish at the moment. But let's look into Nasdaq. Let's see what's going on Nasdaq. Maybe some crypto. Okay. Somebody is also supporting your Nasdaq. Kyoku is also supporting Nasdaq. So let's check Nasdaq. What's happening on Nasdaq? Please, I also want you guys to drop on the comment section which what time do you think we should be having most of our live sections. Probably we will start considering that as well. What time are you guys more active for us to do for us to be active on? Because I actually want you guys, I want us to be able to interact and learn directly, so that you'll be able to throw your questions. We look into it together. Nobody's an island of knowledge, right? We look into the market together, and the market will always teach, right? The market will always teach us every time. Even professionals learn every blessed day, right? So we are here to basically learn, and nobody's an island of knowledge. We are basically learning together and sharing our opinions, right? So thank you for sticking around. So this is Nasdaq. What is basically happening on Nasdaq? Throughout a week, Nasdaq was consolidating between this area, and it was giving some very crazy move between this zone, right? Between this zone right here. It was just misbehaving between this zone right here, but the chart is getting clearer. The chart is getting clearer. Why? Because Nasdaq just created a new high. This is the highest point Nasdaq has ever gotten to, and this is 25,400, right? This is 25. This is what level is this? This is 25,400. So for Nasdaq, what is basically happening on Nasdaq? Our simple analysis, right? Our straight analysis as well. And just like our strategy works on all pairs. Market structure, pure price action works on all pairs. Even crypto, it works on crypto as well, right? And just like you can see, somebody was sharing uh a student was sharing his trade idea with me. He was trading Ethereum. He was practicing with Ethereum, and he was able to get good pips with Ethereum. And it moved massively using the same simple strategy that we have, pure price action. And my strategy, which I was able to build up a month ago, which is the inverse neckline, right? And it works actively as well, right? He traded crypto using it, and he made the most, right? Even better than some, right? Let me just keep it that way. So it actually works on up here. So let's check out Nasdaq. What's going on Nasdaq? Let's check the daily time frame, right? Let's check the daily time frame. Obviously, on the daily time frame, we can see that what Nasdaq is strongly what bullish. Nasdaq is strongly bullish. Nasdaq is strongly bullish. And this massive candlestick that gave this strong momentum was during the crypto crash. I think that was Enam. It was Enam that traded crypto using the strategy, pure price action, and it worked perfectly. He was surprised by its results, right? So there's no capping here. Nobody's here to sugarcoat anything. It is tested and trusted. You can put it into practice. If you don't like it, then choose whatever it is that you like, right? Or if you check it out, you see that it actually works. So on Nasdaq, on the daily time frame, it is obvious that what Nasdaq is strongly bullish, right? Nasdaq is strongly bullish. Now let's go down to the 4 hours time frame and see what's actually happening in real time on the 4 hours time frame. What is happening in real time on the 4 hours time frame on Nasdaq? What is happening on the 4 hours time frame on Nasdaq? Nasdaq is strongly bullish on the 4 hours time frame as well. It's strongly bullish on the 4 hours time frame as well. But let's try to mark out our significant level, the significant levels that we can see, right? The significant levels that we can see on the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we can see some significant levels. We have this level right here. This was a support. The market broke, turned it into a resistance. Let me mark that out. Let me mark this out for you guys. This level is very strong. This level right here is very strong. What happened? Now let's interact. Let's interpret the interaction between this level right here. Market created a strong resistance, right? There was some corrections. Market turned it into a support, right? It went to the top side. It was broken. It became a new resistance, right? Market broke it. It became a new resistance for some push to the downside. Turned it into a new support again. There was some kind of like fake breakout to the downside. Now markets broke this level to the top side, right? So looking looking at Nasdaq, there are two things that can basically happen, which we are basically more on the buys, right? Due to what we can see basically on Nasdaq, we either get some reversal happening up to this resistance level right here, or the reversal happening up to this level. We either get our buy from here, right? Or we get our buy from here. There's significant resistance level as well resting here. There's three. There's a level right here. The market has tested 4 times. Let me clear this now. There's a level right here. The market has tested 4 times, right? There's a level here. The market has tested 4 times. If you are very very vigilant, there's a level here. The market has tested 4 times, right? And that level, market is holding that level very very strong, right? Market is holding that level very very strong. If you are vigilant, market is holding that level very very strong. Market is holding that level strong. So we either get some reversal coming into that level, right? We either get some reversal we either get reversal coming into that level, or we get reversal coming into this triple resistance level that we have right here. Coming into this, so we either get the reversal to come into this level, right? It's very very straightforward. This pair is very very straightforward. This structure is very very straightforward to trade, right? We either get reversal at this level and we buy one, depending on however the buyers interact, the buyers and the sellers interact at that level, or we get the reversal come into this level for buys. Is this straightforward? Do you guys understand this? Let me know if you actually understand this. Why? Because we have some significant market has proven to us that what the buyers are still strongly in the market, and they are strongly in control. They are strongly in control, right? And what happens after some impulsive move? What happens after impulsive move? If you understand Elliot's wave theory, what happens after impulsive move? You get corrections, right? You get corrections, right? So we're basically waiting patiently for the corrections to happen. Let me reduce this right now. Let me reduce this to this level, right? We are down here. We are now on the 1 hour time frame. So we're expecting the corrections to happen either to this zone, either to this level right here, or to this other zone right here. So that is the two strong level that we're holding tight. That's the two strong level that we're holding tight. That is the two strong level that we're holding tight for Nasdaq. These are the two level that we're watching out for Nasdaq. And it's very, very straightforward. Nothing complicating. Nothing complicating. And if you understand the inverse neckline strategy, let me try to explain the inverse neckline strategy now. The inverse neckline strategy is also applicable right here. If you look at what is happening right here, if you look at what is happening right here, there was an M pattern. Market created an M pattern right here, right? Market created an M pattern right here. Do you understand that concept? There was a kind of retest, but it didn't get up to that level, right? But it got broken. Now, how do we trade the inverse neckline? We have to trade the neckline of this M pattern. We can trade it inversely by expecting this reversal to come into this level. Then what? Continuous spike to the top side. This is my basic view for Nasdaq. This is what I'm basically expecting for Nasdaq. Or we expect this. Market coming into this level. If the buyers are strong enough, it can come into this level. Then what will happen? Some continuous buy. Is this straightforward enough? Do you understand this concept right now? Do you understand everything I've explained right now? Let me hear from you guys. Which other pair do you also want me to trade? Let me hear from you. If you understand this concept, let me hear from you. And which other pair do you want us to look into together? Let me give you 2 minutes to do that. I want to see your comments. Let me hear from you guys. Right? Star, you pick the last pair for us. Okay. But let me hear from the rest. Let me hear from the rest. Let me hear from the rest. Which pair has been disturbing you? Which pair are you finding hard to break down? Or even if you're not finding it hard, which pair do you just want us to like share the idea together and look into together, guys? Let me hear from you. I want to hear from you guys. Which pair do you want us to look into together? Euro USD. Okay. Olaiya Oriyomi is saying we should look into Euro USD. Okay. Ola Yomi saying we should look into Euro USD. So let's check out Euro USD, guys. Let's check out Euro USD. What are we expecting for Euro USD? What are we expecting for Euro USD? What is Euro USD telling us? What are we expecting for Euro USD? Let me search for Euro USD real quick. It's been so long I traded Euro USD though. It's been quite long I traded Euro USD, but let's check it out. Since our strategy works on all pair, we are not scared of checking any pair. Any pair you send, we check and we analyze and we break it down. And you guys know how everything works out. But I want to hear. Let me analyze Euro USD first. Then after analyzing Euro USD, uh, Euro USD, Euro USD. What's happening on Euro USD? What is Euro USD telling us? Then, so we're live on Euro USD. Let me know if you can see my Euro USD chart. It's been so long we did traded Euro USD. So long. So long. Imagine we had an analysis drawn up on Euro USD. The market is just getting there after how many years? Market is just getting there after how many years? We had an analysis drawn up on Euro USD. The market is just getting to that zone after how many years? This is why all these peers they take so long. They take so long to come up. Like they take so long to cook. They take so long to cook. Let me back that. I want to check out something first. This is actually very clear structure. So what's going on Euro USD? Let's analyze Euro USD. For Euro USD, what can we see? What can we see on Euro USD? On the daily time frame, we've been seeing more of like ranging markets, right? It's more like market has been ranging. If you look into this zone right here, market was ranging all through this area. Market was ranging between a particular zone all through this area. This was the only push. We had this push right here. There was this push market here, and this other push as well. Market was trending here as well. If we had traded Euro USD last week, this was even September. This daily time frame, bro. Euro USD takes time to cook. Seriously. See, this was the only point where market trend was trending very well, right? As news this week. Somebody saying JPY and Euro as news this week. Yeah, we might look into them after doing our analysis on Euro USD. Then possibly we might try to monitor them for this week. But somebody saying we should check out Euro USD. So let's drop our analysis for Euro USD first. So Euro USD has been consolidating for a very long time. Euro USD has been consolidating for a very long time until we had this strong push to the top side and this proper trending markets that we had right here. And this was the only area where market trended properly. But now what's happening? What's our view? What's our view? What are we expecting for Euro USD? What are we expecting for Euro USD? We are no longer consolidating, right? The market is no longer consolidating. The market is no longer consolidating for Euro USD. So let's try to mark out our significant levels on Euro USD. Let's try to mark out our significant levels on Euro USD. Let me use my parts. I love to use parts when explaining because it makes everything way more easy. And I think you guys understand it better using my parts when I use parts to explain, right? So on Euro USD, market created this new high. There was a low, right? There was a new lower high. There was a new lower low, right? Market created a new lower high. Market created a new lower low. It created a new lower high. Market was supposed to create what? A new lower low, right? This is just how simple it is for you to easily identify when the trend is changing. Market was supposed to give us a new lower low, but what happened? The buyers are trying, they are using their big head. You can see that the correction has happened and the selling momentum was coming back. But the selling momentum that was coming back was supposed to create a new lower low. But what happened? They failed to create a new lower low. Automatically, that's shifting our mentality into what? The buyers are trying to take charge of the market and the sellers are getting weakened. The sellers are losing their strength. They are losing their strength. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough money. The sellers are getting broke. So they couldn't sustain giving us a new lower low. And what happened? We had a new lower high. Our market is acting like it's going to the top side, right? Understanding this view on the daily time frame is automatically telling us that what? we go down to the lower time frame, right? We go down to the lower time frame, which is the 4 hours time frame, right? We go down to the lower time frame, which is the 4 hours time frame, and we are right here on the 4 hours time frame. And what is the 4 hours time frame basically telling us? What is the 4 hours time frame basically telling us? And you can see how the market has been trending to the downside all through, but there was a break. There was this break, right? Market created a strong W pattern at this level, right? Market created a strong W pattern at this level, and from there, market has been acting like it wants to continue buying. But also, let's be vigilant and open-minded to what is happening in this area. There was a significant resistance level right here, right? There was a significant resistance level right here, and there's another resistance level right here. The neckline of this W pattern the market created right here. Now, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What can you see from what is happening right here? Euro USD is getting strong. Euro USD is getting bullish. Looking at the structure that is happening right here, they failed to give us a new lower low, right? You can see what happened. See what happened right here. Even the buyers didn't have enough money to push price higher as of last week, and euro got weakened against the US dollar, right? And the main reason why you saw this push that came down was because every pair that were against the US dollar last week fell massively. You can see the way XAUUSD fell massively. So Euro USD was also falling massively, meaning that US dollar had some very, very good value as of last week, right? Euro US dollar was able to maintain its value last week. Now, what happened? The buyers gave us an equal low right here. There was a break above that level. We were supposed to have a retest of this level, but what happened? The sellers broke this level to the downside. Now, what happened when the sellers broke this level to the downside? If they were going to trade this inversely, they would have been trading it like this. The retest was going to happen at this level, and markets were supposed to give us what? A new lower low. We have a lot of news coming up on this pair this week. Seriously speaking, you can see a lot of see all this symbol. It's basically telling us that what there are a lot of news coming up. What is this? IFO business climate. We have US dollar news as well. Durable goods coming up. We also have JFK consumer confidence, right? We also have GDP growth for euro coming up as well. We have GDP growth, and during this GDP growth, be expecting some momentum, some strong momentum. And we also have the Fed interest rate as well coming up on euro this week, right? And we also have the GDP growth as well. We also have GDP growth for USD coming up this week, and we also have personal income and personal spending news coming up on US dollar and core price index core price index core price index coming up, right, for euro this week. So stay very, very vigilant when trading. So what is happening? From what I can see right here, the sellers are losing their momentum, they are losing their power. Why did I say that? Look at this level right here. Markets are supposed to give us a retest of this level to show that the buyers are in and continue pushing the price higher, right? But what happened? The sellers came in, they pushed price lower, they gave us a retest of this level right here. They were supposed to give us a new lower low, but they failed. And this right here gave us a break up above this level. It gave us a break up above this level. So this is automatically telling us that what? The buyers are in the market. They are trying to push price higher. Mainly seeing this break up above this level, I cannot expect to do any other thing than to buy, seriously speaking. So for Euro USD, my projection for this week for Euro USD is bullish, is strongly bullish. But now there are two sides to the coin. There are two sides to the coin. And what are the two sides to the coin on Euro USD? The two sides to the coin on Euro USD is if we have a break below this level, then we should be expecting massive sales on Euro USD. Anything that makes us have a break below this level, we should be expecting what? Massive sales. Massive sales on Euro USD. We should be expecting massive sales on Euro USD. But anything that makes us have what? You can take the risk of buying Euro USD at this level, one, or buy Euro USD at this level. You either buy Euro USD at this level. It's safer to buy Euro USD. It's safe to buy Euro USD here, keeping your stop loss lower because market is giving us some signs that the buyers are in the market. You see, it gave us this sign that the buyers are in the market. The sellers still try to push lower, but it's appearing bullish right now. You either buy from here or buy after the break of this zone right here. I don't know if you actually understand that, guys. I don't know if you actually understand that. If you're on this call, endeavor to like this video so YouTube recommend it to more people. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. So this is my basic projection for Euro USD. I won't lie to you. And I will be targeting this first significant resistance level. We have this level that the sellers are still holding strong. The sellers are still holding this level strong. But if you get a break above this level, then you can target this high. You can target this high. If you get a break above that level, you can target this high. If you get a break above this level, 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 then you can target what? That last high for your take profit. So basically for Euro USD, I'm bullish on Euro USD. I am bullish on Euro USD. Now you can trade Euro USD this way and just keep your stop loss below this level right here. And that is about 39 pips stop loss. And that's one of the sweet things about all these pairs that don't have much volatility. Their stop loss is always very, very lower. Their stop loss is always very, very lower. So you can either keep your stop loss at that level, right? Or your stop loss can even be here, 40 pips, right? 40 pips stop loss. And you're targeting what? As much as what? You're targeting as much as what? 243. You're targeting as much as 243 pips. But when this market buys up to this level, you should be able to secure some profits, because anything that makes this market buy, once it gets to this line that I marked out right here, you'll start seeing some kind of rejections. And the sellers can get back into the market from here. The sellers can get back into the market and start pushing price lower from here. So be very, very vigilant and watch out for any reaction, any price reaction that you get at this area. You guys should not forget this instruction now. Watch out for any price reaction you get. If you are trading this pair this week, watch out for any price reaction that you get at this area. Watch out for them, right? Because once you get a strong break above this level, hold your buy. Hold your buy till TP, right? Hold your buy till TP. Or once you get any buy getting up to this level right here, you can close, right? You can take your profit, right? Do you guys understand that concept now? So, but for Euro USD, looking at this interaction, and we'll be able to explain the power tussle between the buyers and the sellers. It's showing us that what it is strongly getting bullish. It was strongly bearish, but the sellers are losing their strength and the buyers are coming into the market. Now, there are two ways into trading this Euro USD. You either get in on your buy from here or be conservative. You can be conservative. If you get in from here, it's actually being aggressive, right? If you get in from here, it's actually being aggressive, but it's to keep your stop loss lower. Or you can get in from here. If you get a break above this level, wait for some corrections to happen up to this level right here, or the corrections to come up to this level, then what do? You buy. So these are the two sides to the coin. These are the two sides to the coin. These are the two sides to the coin. And this is what I'm basically expecting for what? For Euro USD. This is my basic expectation for Euro USD. This is my basic expectation for Euro USD. So check out the chart. Let me know your view. What do you think about the analysis? I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. So, Olaya, how is the analysis? Is it getting, do you understand this better now? Do you understand it? But if I go down to the 1 hour time frame, the market will look too rough. There will be a lot of noise and stuff up and down. So that's why I'm just sticking to the 4 hours time frame. For Euro, you can see the way the candles are so small, even 1 hour candlestick. So that's why I'm just maintaining the 4 hours time frame for Euro USD. For Euro USD. So do you understand this analysis, guys? Do you guys understand this analysis? Do you guys understand this analysis? Let me hear from you. And don't forget the selling view as well. Anything that makes us have a break below this level, then what's going to be happening? Sellers are coming into the market. I might start seeing some massive push to the downside, right? You might start seeing some massive push to the downside. You might start seeing some massive push to the downside. So let me hear from you guys. Let me see your comment. Let me see your questions, right? Let me see your questions. I want to hear from you. Okay. So all I is saying is clear. Let me hear your questions. Let me hear your question. We've analyzed 3 pairs now. Don't forget XAUUSD, right? XAUUSD. my basic projection, my basic buying projection. Nasdaq, right? Nasdaq, my basic buying projection, my basic buying projection for Nasdaq as well, right? I'm expecting Nasdaq to either come to this level right here and buy. But this level immediately it doesn't mean that immediately market gets to this level you just buy. You stay, you are patient, be patient, and watch out for corrections to happen, right? Watch out for corrections, right? Because markets might get to that level and start giving us new indications. But we're basically trading off, we're basically analyzing off the things that we can see at the moment, right? We're basically analyzing off the things that we can see at the moment. So the market got to this zone doesn't mean that immediately you just start buying, but you are patient enough. When market is coming to this zone, it's going to be selling, right? It's going to be selling up to this level, but you need to see some rejections. You need to see markets rejecting at that level, and you need to see some buying momentum. Some of your candlesticks, right? Bullish momentum, your hammer candlestick, your what's it called? Bullish Marubosu candlestick, right? All of that. You need to see all those confirmations before you actually jump in. Before you actually jump in, right? We need to see all those corrections before you actually do what? Before you actually jump in, before you actually jump into the market. So let me hear your questions, guys. So don't forget our view for gold. Don't forget our view for gold. This is my basic projection for gold. This is my basic projection for gold. This is my basic projection for gold. And this is what I'm basically expecting for gold, right? So you guys stay very, very active. You guys should stay very, very active this week. Stay very, very, very active this week, and let's get the most out of the market. Let's get the most out of the market, right? So let me hear your questions, guys. Before we go off, let me hear your questions. I want to hear from you. What's your view? What's your view? What's your view? What's your view? I think we should go. We are going off in the next 3 minutes. We are going off. We are rounding up in the next 3 minutes. But let me quickly answer your questions before we actually go off. Let me answer your questions. Please monitor this Euro USD. I don't want you guys to just end this year. This Euro USD seems very, very cool, right? This Euro USD seems like, it's at entry already. It's at entry already. So immediately markets open, let's watch out for the reactions. And I will be posting all these signals as well to my Telegram channel, Non-Star Forex, right? Non-Star FX, right? I'll be posting every single one of these analysis into the Telegram channel as well. And I want us to stay very, very active, right? I want everyone to be active on this. So I'm watching out. I'm checking the comment section. I want to hear from you. What's your view about the class? Let me hear from you. What's your view about the class? How was it? Were you able to learn anything impactful? Was it impactful? Was it okay? Did you gain anything new? How is the class? Was everything clear? Or is there anything I need to quickly address before we go off? Yeah. Is there anything we need to address before we go off? Is there anything we need to address before Let me hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. What's your view? Oh, this thing has gotten this thing automatically changed the whole of this thing. Let me hear from you guys. Is there any question or should we go off? Should we go off now? Okay, so it seems there's no question. So what's the view? What's your view about this class? Everything was okay. Somebody just posted a comment. I want to hear from all of you guys. Somebody just posted a comment. Everything was understandable. I think from the Euro USD projection, I learned that the smaller time frame are actually important because from the higher time frame, you would expect a lower low. I think I learned that the smaller time frame are actually important because from the higher time frame, you would expect a lower low. Exactly. The higher time frame are actually very, very important. And if you want to if you want to make the most out of the markets, let me not lie to you. Let nobody lie to you. If you want to make the most out of the market, you need to make the higher time frame your friend. You need to make the higher time frame your friend. You need to make the higher time frame your friend. 5 minutes time frame is also very, very okay. I know a lot of very, very good traders that use the 5 minutes time frame as well. But those traders actually go to the higher time frame as well. They just get their entry from the lower time frame. Do you understand? That's all we do as well, right? We do our analysis on the higher time frame and we get our entry. When market is approaching our entry, we go down to what? The lower time frame. And you guys used to see now from my analysis, I used to send entries, I used to send all the signal from the lower time frame, like 15 minutes. We do go to the 15 minute and 30 minute as well, right? But just for the analysis to just make it look sharp on the screen, that's why I used to stop at the higher time frame. But everything is understandable, right? Okay, and I'm saying, but from the lower time frame, you would take trade based on significant level, which meant that you might not necessarily need to expect the lower low because of the but from the lower smaller time frame, you would take trades based on significant levels, right? Which means that you might not necessarily need to expect the lower low because of the significant levels shown. And you can message me privately from the for this. But from the lower time frame, you would take trade based on significant level. Yes, exactly. Something you should pay attention to is all those levels, right? The levels that tend to hold 90% of the time are what you should pay attention to. See, you see, levels on the higher time frame, they don't play around. I'm telling you fact. Levels on the higher time frame, they don't play around. Those levels don't just they're not just there for they're not just there to play. Those levels actually hold a lot of meaning. Levels on the higher time frame, they hold a lot of meaning, right? On the lower time frame too, you can identify those levels, right? But you can check the 1 hour time frame for confirmation. But when you want to take your entry, you go down to the lower time frame. Definitely, you go down to the lower time frame. But you see, anytime we are trading live and we actually want to take a signal, you see that I actually have to do what? I do go down to the lower time frame, right? I do go down to the lower time frame to do what? To I do go down to the lower time frame to get our entry, right? So I hope you actually understand that, Enan. Okay, that's what I think. Yeah, sure. Farada is saying something. He said, I actually saw the EU, but you confirmed it for me. Sharp, sharp, sharp. I'm happy we are saying the same thing, man. I'm happy we are saying the same thing. I'm happy we are saying the same thing. I'm happy we are saying the same thing. Exactly. That's the joy, right? That's the joy. That's the joy. So it doesn't make anybody wrong, right? It doesn't make anybody wrong. That your analysis uh, correspond with what I've actually done. It means we are cool, right? We're very, very cool. So that's actually very, very nice, right? That's actually very, very nice. So I hope everyone was able to gain something meaningful from the class. So you actually saw that the EU analysis was very, very straightforward, and we're able to do what? Bring everything out, right? We're able to analyze everything perfectly. So I hope that's all for today. Okay, and let me say yes, I understand. All right, man. All right. So possibly, which news do we have coming up for this week? Before we go off, which news do we have coming up for this week? What news do we have coming up? What significant news do we have coming up? We have durable goods tomorrow. It's coming up in 15 minutes, in 15 hours, 14 minutes. That should be around 12, the open of New York session or so. That should be around, if we see any volatility though, we'll trade it. Tuesday, we don't have any significant news on US dollar. The ones we have are low impact news. We have CPI on AUD. Well, we don't trade AUD, but if you guys want us to trade AUD news, possibly I'll drop. Let me see your private DMs. Then we'll check them out. Right. I want you guys active on the Telegram channel. Send reactions. Right. Let's stay active together. Then on Thursday there are a lot of high impact news on euro. On euro, so possibly you might even be seeing that move on Thursday. Possibly you might not get your spike. Okay, we have PPI. I think so. We have core price index on Friday on US dollar. It's an high pass news as well. So let's check out for it. Let's check out for it. Okay, we have FOMC. Yeah, the euro market is open. It seems for me at least.
Is zero market open? Oh, geez, the market is open. What of gold? Gold isn't open yet. Gold isn't open yet. So for euro, let me check the 15 minutes. Let me see. The market just opened actually. Euro USD is actually good for buy. It's good for buy right now. It's good for buy, right? It's good for buy. I'll see you guys on the other end. Let's talk about that the more tomorrow. But I'll post the signal in on the Telegram channel, right? I'll post everything we've done right here on the Telegram channel. So that will be all for now, guys. And I hope and I wish everyone a successful trading week. I wish everyone a successful trading week. I wish everyone a successful trading week. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you are here to. God bless you. I wish us a successful trading week. Let's make the most. Let's make the most this week and let's break records as usual, right? Just like we're able to later secure after deducting our losses, we're able to secure about 960 pips last week. You can check the Telegram channel for the full detail. You can go. I'm targeting full TP for Euro USD active. Active, man. Active, active. Just monitor your risk. As long as you are not risking anything that will affect you, then we're cool, right? We're cool, right? There's no pressure. Thank you, Star. Godspeed. Sharp, man. Sharp, man. Active, active, active. So I want you guys active on the Telegram channel. Let's do great thing again. Let's do great things against this week, right? Let's do great against this week. Don't forget gold. You know, we always trade gold actively, right? You know, we always trade gold actively. So don't forget for gold, monitor gold, and let's see how it goes together. Godspeed. God is involved always, right? So I wish you all successful trading week, and I hope we all make profit, good profit this week. Amen. Bye, everyone. More blessings. Thank you, Olaya. Thank you, Olaya. So I wish everyone successful trading week. Uh, God bless everybody. Bye.